Good morning, divine creations, divine marvels, children of God. Thanks so much for dropping by this video. So I was dialoguing with someone about Bruno Groening, and they have some openness about it, some interest, and they're feeling some doubt. This is almost what they said is they're doubting that they'll ever feel better. And first of all, my heart goes out to this person, and my heart goes out to every person, all the friends of Bruno Groening who sometimes doubt, maybe deeply doubt. And then, not just people who are on this path, but all people who doubt that they'll ever feel better. And um, sometimes I feel that way too. So here's the thing. It's a very interesting topic. First and foremost, Bruno said, only have faith. The essence of what Bruno teaches us is to have faith. And what do we do when we don't have faith? What do we do in those moments, hours, days, weeks, months? Obviously, our goal is to have faith always. And what to do in those moments? Well, first of all, this person asked me to share some of my own healings, and that I think is a beautiful strategy, is to listen to, reflect on healings that we've experienced personally, healings of people we know, and then even stories of people maybe we don't know. But that's a beautiful way to do so, and in the near future I'll make a video. And so that's a great beginning. And what I've learned in my own experience, because I had, in the course of about 10 months, I literally had 8, 9, 10 healings. It was pretty, it was pretty ridiculous, wonderfully ridiculous. I had a second degree burn heal. That's where the top layer of skin is permanently burnt off. I had chronic sore throats vanish. I had a weakened immune system where I was chronically getting sick leave. Chronic inflammation of the knees where it was uncomfortable to walk upstairs. That left. Very serious eye problems healed. I had bipolar 2, which is a less severe form. I'm sorry, I'm keeping my voice down. My roommate's still sleeping. And hi to the person who just joined in. I had bipolar 2, which is not as serious, but still a very serious psychiatric condition. I was on 4 medications. And in a 10-month period, I got off 3 of them. And the 4th one was for sleep. That took a little longer, but I got off that one as well. What else? I had very bad fatigue and just chronic tension from head to toe. And all those things vanished within about 9 months. So in some ways, that's a little unusual. To have that many healings in such a short time, or I'll say it's unusual today. I don't think it was necessarily so unusual when Bruno was around, but and I was very devoted. I was also very desperate. I did hours of Einstein every day, 2 to 3 hours every day, and it really worked. And so that's how I began to cultivate faith. Was first, first there's all that's needed is an openness. That's the beginning, just some openness that this is possible. If we're convinced that all of this is nonsense and it's not even possible, then this isn't the path for you. You can keep coming and listening, watch the videos, go to community hours, read, but if there's not even a little openness, I would say maybe this isn't the path right now, because that's just a necessity. Because if you show up and no, this is not, then it's one thing to doubt and question. It's another thing to be no. If that's where someone's at, then this maybe isn't the path for them right now. Um, but so there's just like an ounce of openness needed. And then, yes, listening to other people's stories of healings. So important. And thank you to this person for asking. And I will make a video where I go into depth about some of those healings. Um, Now here's the piece where it gets really interesting. So, you know, faith, faith in physical healings is only just the beginning. Because Bruno Groening said physical healings are only 10% of what he had to offer. And it's a very important part of the path, but it's not the whole path. And I experienced this firsthand. I had so many healings. I was every 3 weeks, I was showing up at community hour sharing a new healing. It was amazing. My faith was off the charts, but it wasn't, in a sense, really faith. Because faith is not just faith that, oh, God can heal everything. Faith is trust in God. So, yes, my faith had gotten stronger, but what happened is something really negative happened to me. A very destructive. I got involved in a very destructive relationship that really tore my life apart, and um, and I lost faith. What I realize now is I didn't fully have faith. I didn't fully have trust in God. I didn't have this sense of surrender and this ultimate faith, this bigger faith of I'm being taken care of. Everything is okay and is going to be okay. What I had was this very narrow faith, which is part of it. And thank you, Bruno, so much for reminding us of this part, which is God can heal anything. But that's what I was focused on. I wasn't focused on the big picture of not only can God heal everything, but God is in charge. Everything's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Even painful things that happen serve a higher purpose. So I, my heart goes out to this person and to any person who still doubts. And I still doubt sometime. And it's, we're human on a path. And so, what to do in those moments of doubt? Well, not only to reflect on healings we've heard about and other people's healings, but, Bruno Groening said, I will believe for you. So, the thing is in our moments of doubt, sometimes I just say to myself, the faith of Bruno Groening, meaning, okay, Bruno, I'm turning to your faith right now. My faith is weak in this moment, but I know your faith is so strong. So I'm just going to rely on your faith. I'm going to let you believe for me. Another way to do it is to, sometimes I'll just look at a picture of Bruno and I'll say, and I just feel into it. And it's like, yes, Bruno Groening has absolute faith and trust. Not only that I'll heal on a physical level, but that I will be completely freed from all evil. He has unshakable faith in God, and hence unshakable faith in in my liberation, my healing, my salvation. That it is happening, and it's going to happen for me. I wish I could show up here and be like, yes, my faith is 100% always. And it's not. I'm very much a work in progress, and I'm growing and learning on this path right along with each and every other person out there. And we do have a friend whose faith is unshakable, who's committed. Bruno Groening said, once I don't have the exact words, but it's something to the effect of, once I have made a connection with that soul, that connection never ends. Bruno Groening said, I am helping you, and my help will lead you. I am helping you, and my help will lead you to salvation. I believe that's a direct quote. So that's my very short answer to a very deep question. And I hope it was helpful. Your comments, feedback, questions, welcome. And see, the thing is I just know, I am utterly convinced. I just know that nothing is impossible for God. Now, that's something I know. Now I'm in the process, and I'd say we're all in the process. I mean, if you really think about it, God's infinite. Nothing's impossible for that which is infinite. That's kind of the no-brainer part. The work is, which Bruno talked about. He said, you have a duty to convince yourself of the truth. So we're all in the process of convincing ourselves deeper and deeper. Bruno Groening said he was busy convincing himself. I'm busy convincing myself further, he said. So that's our duty. That's our task on this. That's our spiritual obligation, to recognize the truth. Nothing's impossible for God. And then to convince ourselves. That's where the rubber meets the road. And I don't know of a shortcut. I know of things that are helpful. Tuning in, reflecting on our healings and other people's healings, community hours, reading about Bruno Groening, just repeating to ourselves, nothing is impossible for God. Nothing is incurable. God is the supreme position. Repeating it like a mantra, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. God is the supreme position. Those were a few things I found helpful. And thank you so much for joining in, watching this video. And please, in the comments, please post what works for you, how you have convinced yourself further of the truth of what Bruno Groening shared. I wish you a faith-filled and an energy-filled day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The last thing that for me is really important is I'm utterly convinced that everything will be all right. And I work on being detached of to when and how that happens. Again, to be utterly convinced that in the end, everything's going to work out, and leaving the details and the timing up to God. It's not my business, the how and the when. It is my business to expect the good. And it's also then my job to detach and leave the results up to God.